Hey guys, we've had a number of requests to bring back Kellie's kitchen.
Oh yeah. But we've been so busy that I just haven't had time to record anything.
Yeah. But we're getting ready to hit the road here shortly, and we told you a while back that when we're on the road, we go from point A to point B usually with a bunch of overnight stops, and we like to make up our meals before we hit the road.
Yes. Take it out of the fridge, put it in the microwave, we've got a meal.
Yep. So all we have to do is pull in and heat it up and eat.
That's right. As easy as possible.
But that includes breakfast. And one of our favorite recipes for breakfast, Kellie makes an egg casserole.
It's so good. So I'm going to show you how to throw this together low carb style.
3, 2, 1, action.
Well, good morning. I guess it's almost noon. Welcome back to my kitchen. I know it's been a while since I've made anything, but sometimes there's just not enough time to do a video on that. And of course, we've been very busy lately, and we have changed the way we eat. I'm not going to call it a diet because this is going to be something probably long term. We do the keto or close to keto. And we have just taken a lot of the junk out of our diet, candies and sweets and all of that. Popcorn is my favorite, but I haven't had that in months. And just try to stick to as whole foods as possible, with the exception of our sugar-free Jell-O and whipped topping, because that's, you gotta have something. But anyway, I'm here to do a breakfast casserole. I've already made this once, and I really, really liked it. I'm just going to show you how I make it, and then I'm making two, and I'm going to make one for us to have for the week, and then the other one I'm going to freeze dry. I have a good friend that has a freeze dryer, and they have been letting me use it for the last few days. And I've been freeze drying cheese and green onions, rotisserie chicken. What else have I? Oh, just a bunch of stuff that I would like to take with us during the winter time. I'm not going to have enough time to do everything I want, but our goal next year, when we are on our lot and we have electricity, is to buy a freeze dryer. And so the summer months will be freeze drying every day until I get to where I feel comfortable with what we've got, and that's including meals. And so this is, like I said, an egg casserole, and I'm going to freeze dry this, put it in Mylar bags in individual servings, and we'll have breakfast when we need it. But we were going to do it this year, but it didn't work out. They're running our lines and everything for the water, and next will be electric, but we knew that going in that it wasn't going to be this year. Anyway, this is just a really good breakfast casserole. It's very simple, and I'm making two, so I'm doubling this one, but I'll give you the regular recipe. It's a tablespoon of olive oil with ground sausage. I didn't use the olive oil because there's enough oil in the sausage. 6 eggs, half a cup of heavy whipping cream. I did not use the heavy whipping cream because it upsets my stomach. And so I used goat's milk. I've always wanted to try goat's milk, and this is a highly processed, but I got this goat milk, and all it is goat milk and vitamin D3. It's so good, you guys. It's creamy. I love it better than cow's milk. Anyway, so I used a half a cup of that. I'm looking at my recipe, but remember, I'm doubling that. A 3/4 teaspoon salt, a half a teaspoon pepper, a third of a cup coconut powder or coconut flour, or 2 tablespoons oat fiber. I used a coconut flour. You can get coconut flour at Walmart and Costco and all that. That's where I got mine, is at Walmart. A 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 3 green onions, and 8 ounces of cheddar cheese, or any kind of cheese you like. I'm adding spinach to mine because I just love spinach, and casserole to me is spinach in it too. So this, I'm just going to start putting it together. I have a dozen eggs here, and I'm putting in my cheese. I'm putting in my baking powder, salt, and pepper. Mix all this together. Just mix everything together except the ground sausage, and you just, after you're done mixing the liquid ingredients and the powders, then you put in your sausage. And I forgot to measure out my coconut flour, and I need 1/3 of the cup, so actually I need 2/3. 2 of these babies. So I'll throw that in there. And this gives it like a bread type texture, bread-like texture, and it's really good. So next is the green onions. Got my baby green onions. I have these in the freezer. And now my spinach. All right, so I'm gonna hand mix this. I just got this. It's a Hamilton Beach. I realized I didn't own a blender, a hand mixer anymore, so I went and bought one. Excuse my reach. And then you mix it. Oh, and I almost forgot the milk. Okay, the milk. Okay. Just mix it up. And so when you think it looks pretty much combined, you add your sausage. All right, so this is what it looks like all together. It's getting a little thick. Scrape the sides. Yeah, it's already starting to get thick because of the coconut flour. So good. Yum, yum. All right, now I'm gonna put in the sausage, and you don't have to drain it. Now, obviously, if you're not doing keto or low carb, you can change this. You don't have to use, you can do turkey sausage. I don't know if skim milk would work, but it might. If goat's milk works, I guess regular cow's milk will. Anyways, you mix that up, and then you just put it in your containers, and then you sprinkle cheese on top. Okay, so I've got 2 of these. I'm gonna get rid of some of my mess here. The life of an RV with a small kitchen, but it works. I'm grateful to have the kitchen. All right, so I've already used, I use avocado oil in my spray. So I've already sprayed it. I try to stay away from seed oils. You know how that is. The seed oils that stay in your system, I guess, for a while. It's in everything though, so you just try to do the best you can. And I'm going to throw this in, turn my oven on, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm gonna pop in real quick. This is what it looks like before the cheese, to give you an idea. My oven's ready. I'm gonna throw in the cheese on the top. I didn't have enough cheddar cheese, but I have a bunch of mozzarella because of the wedding. I had so much mozzarella. I'm freeze drying it, like I said, for later use in casseroles and stuff. And so I'm gonna throw cheese on this. And it's gonna bake in, and it's gonna be so good, you guys. This is so good. It's good with mozzarella, and I'm sure it's great with cheddar, but I only had a little bit of cheddar, so we'll see. But again, you can put any cheese you want on it. Swiss cheese would be really good, especially with the spinach. Yum. All right, my oven's yelling at me. So I'm going to throw in a divider in there, another shelf. Oops. Being noisy. Just stay, come on. Stay. All right, we'll put the little one on top because this is being weird. I don't know why it's doing that, but anyway. All right, we'll throw it in the oven. We're gonna do it for it says 20 to 28 minutes, but I am gonna cook it for 30. Good time, 30. So we'll see how it looks. It took a little longer than 28 minutes last time, so I had to keep putting it in. So we're gonna try 30 and see how that works. And if I have to put it in for longer, I'll put it in for longer. So I'll come back when it's all done and ready to slice and put it on the trays for the freeze dryer. All right, the timer just went off. I'm gonna check it to see how it looks. Check the insides, make sure there's no more eggs that are runny. Ooh, I think that's good. I think I might put it in 5 more minutes. I'm gonna check this upper one. See how that looks? Looks super good. I think I might I'm gonna put this one back in for I think 10 minutes. Because it still is a little runny in the middle. All right, it's in for 10 minutes, and then we'll come back. But this is what it looks like. Bring in. This is what it looks like when it's done. And this one will cool, and then I'm gonna put it in the freeze dryer and see how it turns out. So wish me luck. All right, the other one is done. Let's check it out. Oh, that looks a lot better. All right, so this went in for 40 minutes. The other one was 30 minutes. So now I just let it cool, and then we'll put this in the fridge. This is what we're going to eat on all week, and that one is going to go into the freeze dryer. And once I get that done, I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like. But I'm really excited for this freeze dryer. You know I like to dehydrate, but you can't dehydrate stuff like, you might be able to dehydrate this kind of thing. But freeze drying is so much better. 97% of the nutrients are still in it, and it basically tastes the same after you rehydrate it. So anyway, I am on a roll here, and I'm gonna look and see what else I can make and bring you along with that.
Well, that was the artist in the kitchen.
I hope you try it. The thing for me is I look at recipes and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But if you just go in there and you've got all the ingredients, get in there, start it. It's so simple, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and all of her recipes that she's done a video on are at sweettravels.com/recipes, and we'll put this one here as well. We were gonna make this a combination video. She talked to you guys quite a bit about freeze drying. She has become infatuated with freeze drying.
I'm obsessed. It's
She
okay.
is obsessed.
I'm obsessed because it's just I have the prepper in me. You know, I like to make sure we have enough food and household items that we need just in case.
And also, like, you know, she told you last year about her dehydrating, and you know, she dehydrates things and then puts them in Mylar bags, and then we can store them underneath the bed or whatever. The same thing is true with freeze drying, except it goes beyond dehydration, doesn't it? It's on
like
another
on
level.
steroids.
Yeah, it is. But the beauty about the freeze dry and the dehydrating is that she can freeze dry almost anything.
That's right.
And it keeps, what'd you say, 97% of the nutrients?
97% of the nutrients. You put the water back in or juice or whatever you decide that you're going to do, and it's just like it was before you freeze dried it. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and what that does for us when we freeze dry things is we can freeze dry whole meals. We can freeze dry individual things such as cheese or vegetables.
Ground beef.
Ground beef.
I did 6 pounds of frozen mixed vegetables, which I usually dehydrate. This is another level.
And what the freeze dry does now is that those bags don't have to lay in the freezer and take up space.
That's right.
She can put them in Mylar bags,
Yes.
and they don't take up, you know, it's not, you don't have a bunch of canned green beans or whatever in the coach, and so it's really
light and lightweight, and now we have the freezer for meat, for our meat.
So if you enjoyed this episode of Kellie's Kitchen, please let us know in a comment below. Even if you haven't commented on a video before, just say, I like Kellie's Kitchen or something of that nature.
Yes.
You know, that gives us an opportunity to decide how many more episodes we want to make, because she does cook a lot, and she's a very good cook.
Thank you.
But, you know, we want to make sure that you guys are interested in this content.
Right.
You know, as far as the casserole is concerned, like we said at the beginning, this is something that we can cook up, slice up, and then put in the fridge, and then just eat as we're on our journey down the road. And she doesn't have to, we don't have to stop for the night after a long travel day, 10-hour travel day or whatever. And then she's got to cook something up. So we just grab it, throw it in the microwave, warm it up, and eat it, and we're good to go.
But you have to come back, because I have freeze dried that casserole.
Yep.
And it's amazing.
Yep.
It's amazing. So come back.
So anyway, again, if you're interested in the freeze drying concept, leave a comment below. We're really interested to know what you guys are interested in and what you want to see. We want to help you out while you're traveling on the road.
Yes, give us some ideas.
Or even at home, for that matter.
Well, yes, because we've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to wrap this one up from Shy Rock in Superior, Montana.
It all starts with an idea.
Take those ideas, guys, turn them into reality, make some memories. Thanks for coming along. God bless you all.
We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.